Fog's actually a little less dense than it was on the way here. Maybe because we defeated with cryptids? Most likely so. Imagine we're accelerating the development of a problem. So while the situation's settled down for now, imagine it happening again in due time. Indeed, the fundamental cause is likely elsewhere and much more complex. The grammar as a whole will have to stay wary for a while, I suppose. Still, listen to what you have to say. Trouble to me how unpredictable war is. Yeah, unfortunately, fighting between noble alliance of Imperial Army has shown no signs of letting up. Still got no idea what's going on over the Academy or what happened to a courageous or arcade RC. It's been over a month since last we heard from either of them. A little worried to tell the truth. I'm still fully convinced we have nothing to worry about in that regard. My father is alive and well, of that I'm certain. I believe in him as well. I'm surprised he's perfect. I'm sure he's perfectly fine. I find myself more concerned about the whereabouts of Master Fudce. One would expect Duke Alvavea's son to be easy to find in this. Fudce was in the ground at one point, wasn't he? Do you have any idea where he went? He was with us when we played the Academy, yes. Several days ago, he boarded a train to Berahard. He was growing increasingly concerned over what happened to the region. Guess there's no stopping him. He knows where he went, that's a relief. That's one of the Alliance's most well-protected strongholds now. Surprised it's even possible to get there by train. It was at the time, not anymore. The Alliance was brought in heavy restrictions. We've been at a loss as what to do. And that explains it. Well, we can think about that when we get back to town. If it comes to it, we can always walk there using highways.
Emma?
What's wrong?
I feel like I should have told you so many things a long time ago. About me and Celine. And about divine knights and awakeners.
Oh.
Does that mean you're ready to tell us now?
Yes, I am.
Well, if you're sure.
I imagine you've heard some of this from Celine already, but still. Enrolling at Thor's was originally part of my duty as one of the Hexen clan. It's a clan of witches that traces its origins far back into the past.
What kind of duty would have you enroll at a military academy?
It's one that's been passed down through our clan for a long, long time. We must watch over the fragments of the great powers sealed deep underground and observe whatever comes to pass regarding them, just as it did for many others before her. That duty fell to Emma as well.
When you say the great power, you mean Valimar, right? Did both of you know about the Divine Knights this whole time?
We knew of their existence, yes, as well as the fact that they choose an awakener. And that their chosen awakener will be drawn into an unavoidable battle. Just because you had the potential to become one, you were drawn into a great conflict against your will. And not just you, Rean. The rest of us have become secondary contractors, and yet I couldn't say or do anything for you. I couldn't even give you a simple word of warning. What right do I have to call myself your classmate after failing all of you like that?
You've got your reasons, Emma.
Don't be silly, Emma. Emma, you're not going to say what I think you're going to say, are you?
I'm sure this isn't what you want to hear after coming all this way to find me. But this is where we should part ways.
Emma. You said it yourself back in the old schoolhouse. You said Class VII is the finest Erebonia has to offer, right?
I may not always show much in the way of class spirit, but I'm confident Class VII is the finest Erebonia has to offer.
Sure is.
We all come from different backgrounds, and we all had things we were maybe scared to or couldn't tell anyone. Crow has his past, you have yours. I have this strange power of mine that I've carried with me for as long as I can remember. That doesn't directly relate to the Divine Knights in any way, does it?
No, though there's always the possibility it may be one of the reasons why you were chosen. I know plenty about witches and their history, but none of that gives me a clue as to what your powers could be.
All right, Ben. The point is that even after learning I had this monstrous power within me, you all accepted me without a second thought. I feel that I'm a part of Class VII as much as anyone else, and I'm proud to say I am too. Class 7 is only the best there is because it has every one of us in it. Me, Elisa, Elliot, Laura, Fee, Machias, Eustace, Gaius, Milliam, Crow, and you, Emma. You're not an exception. Without you, our class wouldn't be what it is. Just like it wouldn't be if any one of us weren't a part of it.
Oh, Rean.
He's absolutely right. What he said.
So I don't want to hear you say anything like that ever again. We want you right where you are, guiding me,
Well, look
guiding
at
all
Laura's
of
face
us.
as well.
And not just as a witch, but as the kind class president and caring friend you always have been.
Goodness. How can I possibly refuse when you put it like that?
Plus look really, really hot on stage.
All right then. I can't deny the ancient knowledge that I possess, or my position as a witch, but I always want to remain the same Emma Milstein of Class 7 that I have been since the day I joined Thor's. So please, let me stay at your side.
Of course.
That goes without saying.
Always, Emma. Class 7 really isn't Class 7 without you in it.
What a picturesque fairy tale ending. I couldn't be more pleased, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect. Would everyone mind gathering their things?
That's an airship.
What's that?
Is that an airship?
It's coming from the sky to the west.
Is that?
That's not courageous.
An Alliance airship? Wait, that's a commanding officer ship. Indeed.
My apologies for the unexpected arrival. I should have sent word.
Who's that? Whoever it is, I appreciate her. The Lamar Provincial Army airship. Balclucha.
I am Aurelia Le Guin of the Noble Alliance.
Aurelia Le Guin.
I wish to make a brief visit to the territory of Viscount Arcade.
Oh good, we managed to get in. Who are you?
It's a pleasure to see you again, your ladyship. And a pleasure to meet you as well, Brigadier General.
We were simply in the area, so we thought we might drop by and pay you a visit. It's been quite some time since we last met. I was hoping to take the opportunity to apologize to my master for not staying in touch.
Oh,
But I
she's
see
part of
that
the
won't be
arcade
possible.
school.
Unfortunately so.
I wouldn't have minded setting eyes on the famous Radiant Blade Master. But I suppose I'll have to be content with meeting his daughter.
I'm honored, General.
I can sense you there. Don't be stupid.
I can't believe they're here.
Do you know them, Rean? They seem to be provincial army officer.
Their names are General Aurelia Le Guin and Brigadier General Wallace Bardius. They're said to be the two strongest generals in the provincial armies.
Yeah, I don't think there are many people interested in martial arts who don't know about them. That's how famous they are.
Sutherland Provincial Army Commander, Brigadier General Wallace Bardius.
Brigadier General Bardius is otherwise known as the Black Whirlwind.
Okay.
He's known for his unparalleled spearmanship. But I've heard he has Nord blood running through him too.
Yeah, I can tell that looking at him.
Oh, I see.
I wonder if that's how he came to be so...
He seems pretty strong. A number of warriors from Nord were said to have fought with Emperor Dreikels during the War of the Lions. Perhaps he's a descendant of theirs?
Yeah, that makes sense. As for the woman with him,
Is Lamar Provincial Army Commander, General Rayleigh Le Guin.
she's generally known as the Golden Rakshasa. She's also a countess and head of the Le Guin family, as well as commander of the Lamar Provincial Army. And hard as it is to believe, I've heard she's a practitioner of both the Arcade and Vander schools of swordsmanship.
Wasn't the Vander School practiced by the guardians of the Imperial family?
Lieutenant General Vander is a practitioner of the Vander School too, obviously. Is she even human? Both of them are key public figures in the Alliance. What could they possibly want in a neutral region such as this, I wonder?
Still, it won't do to have you standing around here. Allow me to show you to my father's office. Klaus, would you prepare some tea?
Oh, there's no need to concern yourself with that. Seeing that the Viscount isn't here gave us all the information that we needed.
Oh?
What might you be suggesting?
Be at ease. We didn't come to criticize anyone for the Crimson Wings' appearance near Trista.
The Crimson Wings and Trista.
Still, it's always good to know who you're fighting against. The way I see it, you're continuing to remain neutral now. But if it came to it, you wouldn't be afraid to take up arms for your personal sense of justice.
There's no need to be hasty. We have more than enough opponents to be going on with. For now, let's focus on drawing out Craig the Red and One-Eyed Zex.
Okay.
We can't allow Rufus to be the only one making any major achievements. It would please me so if you were to fight under me one day, too. I believe you have the potential to surpass even me, given sufficient practice.
I am honored that you would say so. However, my swordsmanship is inexperienced at best. I wouldn't dare presume to have the potential to surpass anyone at this stage. I would ask that you wait until I can at least best my father in a duel before making that invitation.
Then wait I shall. With that, I believe it's time we took our leave.
Perhaps so. I was hoping you would introduce us to your friends, but they seem to be feeling rather shy.
Teasing them, are you? Well, I'm sure we'll have the opportunity one day. I sense great potential within them.
As do I.
I apologize for being unable to do anything to make your visit more comfortable. Klaus, please escort them.
As you wish, milady.
That was a show of force.
Come to think of it, perhaps you wouldn't mind joining me in a battle before I depart. I haven't had the joy in quite some time.
I hardly think an old man such as myself would prove to be a worthy opponent to one of your strength, General.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that. You haven't let your guard down for a second since I stepped into Legram.
Klaus still has it, definitely. Yeah, I feel the same way, Laura. To be fair,
I'm sorry that you had to see me like that.
That is quite an intimidating sight. Seeing Laura, Emma, one of the enforcers of Robros, one of the best Jaegers there is, and Rean.
It took all that I had not to be overwhelmed by their sheer presence.
I'm not surprised. We could feel it well enough ourselves. We weren't even in the room.
That didn't stop them from noticing us, though.
My fur was on end the whole time. They really did seem to be way beyond us in terms of skill. I wonder who'd win between them and Zeno and Leo.
This just goes to show how many skilled people the Alliance has among their ranks. With warriors such as them on the field, to say nothing of Lord Rufus Alberea, we can't afford to underestimate them.
All very true. Still, that's no reason to give up now. We need to keep pressing on. And on that note, I think it's about time we left ourselves. And once we've done that, then we can decide what we're going to...
Then let's start heading to...
Can we hang around here and do some stuff first? Klaus, I leave Legram in your care. Should father return in my absence, please give me my warmest regards. But of course, Lady Laura, worry not, Legram will be in safe hands with me. But if you wouldn't mind, everyone, please take a look out for Lady Laura. Your words are much appreciated, but not necessary. I will be perfectly fine, I assure you. The path ahead of yours will be fraught with many dangerous dangers. Looks like the generals have left already. Yep, that's our cue to get going as well. It doesn't look like we have to use the highway to get Barra Hardbow. Following the Able Highway north will lead us straight to it. Perhaps we should pay a visit to Bracer Guild before we head out. Receptionist might appreciate a goodbye. You're probably right. Rean and Laura can use overdrive, as can Rean and Emma. Okay, any food?
I could certainly use the practice. I'm proud of this one.
I bet you are. I'll give it to you.
It's
why not?
Fee's cooking power hour.
Nobody hates that recipe, so I'm not going to worry too much.
You can try eating it.
That's fine. I don't think I get any of the red ones, do I?
Okay, let's give this a try. Wow, people... Well,
That works fine. Oh yes, party order. Feet. Sorry, you're being replaced by Laura this time. As much as I like you, Sharon, you don't fit in a party as much as Alyssa does. Elements, quartz. I'll remove all your quartz. And yours. Tell you what, I'll sort out my quartz and I'll be back to yourself next episode, shall I? So until then, thanks for watching, a wonderful day, and bye-bye.